Are we live? Is it time for me to finally say hi to you guys? So, welcome to the class. Thank you so much for joining me. I thought it would be fun to do another free class. I know the last free class was very much appreciated by you guys, and why not do another one? So I know I didn't give you guys too much notice. This is kind of a last minute thing, and I just wanted to say thank you for joining. This is dressyourfacelive.com for those of you who are not members. Welcome to the website. This is where I teach all my lovely tricks and techniques on hair and makeup to my amazing students around the world, and I would be so honored to have you guys on board as well. But as a little teaser, so you know what I'm all about, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Tamana Roshan. I am the founder of Dress Your Face, and I started these online classes several months ago with an amazing team of professionals who are able to let me go into each of your homes and literally have like a one-on-one relationship with all of my students in the comfort of your own home or on your cell phone or iPad, whatever. So I've been loving teaching you guys. Seeing your posts on Instagram on my Dress Your Face page have been so rewarding, knowing that I'm somehow helping you with whether it's your own makeup or your hair techniques or you doing your clients and brides and whatnot. I love seeing your progress and your posts. So keep them coming. Thank you so much for all of your amazing reviews and feedback. Today's class is my free class for everyone, which is going to be basically a Q&A. I want to answer your questions. I want to help you with whatever it is that you need help with. So on my latest post on Instagram, which is what I was busy doing a few minutes ago, I want you guys to check out this post on my Instagram page and ask me whatever questions you may have on that post so that after I'm done showing you my demo, I can answer your questions accordingly. So go ahead and ask your questions now and I'll refer back to them in a few. I wanted to take this opportunity to show you some of my hair tips that I taught. Some of them I taught in my last hair class, but I know not all of you are members yet, so I wanted to show you guys as well, like a little piece of what you missed, as well as how to use a curling wand, how to use my straightener, how to section, how to curl, like all that lovely stuff. And I know this will help you guys with your own hair for date night, for whatever occasion that you want to do your hair. And it's not always easy for all of us to go to a hairstylist for every occasion. So these are tips that you can use at home, as well as tips that you can use on your clients. For those of you who are professionals out there working in your salons or freelancing or from your home studios like I am, these tips will definitely help you grow your business with better pictures and better hairstyles for your clients. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to today's model. She's a really good friend of mine. Her Instagram is Arax John, and Glamorax now. Yeah. Awesome. I love your name. Okay, Glamorax. And that's her hashtag too. So if you ever want her to see your work, she actually is a professional hairstylist and makeup artist as well. She took classes from me a long time ago, and that's how we met, although she barely needed those classes because she was already amazing. I'm telling it like it is. But yeah, I have her certified under Dress Your Face now, and she's truly been making me so proud, and I thought it would be perfect for me to have you guys learn about her as well. So I'm going to get up, she's going to sit here, and I'm going to talk about hair for a while. So please welcome Arax. Hello. Hello. My beauty queen. All right, guys. So now we're going to go over some different hairstyles with my tools, and I wanted to show you, well, here it is, right here in this lovely box. Ooh. Okay, so those of you who follow me on Instagram followed my journey in making these tools with Bombay hair. I am so incredibly proud of this set, not because I helped make it, but because this is what I've always wanted as a consumer, as someone who uses products. This is a set that I've always wanted and wished that there was already on the market. And so because I didn't find anything that I liked, and whatever was on the market that I always had like little complaints about, I went to Bombay Hair, and I've been using their hair products and hair tools, and hair extensions for a really, really long time, like years, basically since they've been online. And I've been really happy with their tools, and I've been using it on all my clients and on myself. And I thought, how perfect would it be if I made the set that I've always dreamt of with them? So many other hair companies have contacted me to make sets with them, offered a lot of money, and I didn't care because my number one thing, like money comes and goes, right? Like you sell a product, money will come and go. But my biggest thing is reputation. My biggest thing is being, like backing up the companies 100%, my loyalty to the company, and that's why I chose Bombay Hair to work with me on this incredible product because I already love them and I'm a true consumer. I've purchased from them, I've used from them, I have recommended my brides to them, so why would I go with any other company? I chose Bombay Hair because I 100% believe in their brands. So I wanted to tell you that it's so easy to use this set. This set was designed for those who want to use it on themselves or professionally out in the salon. Everything matches, so it's very professional to have all your tools to be one color and matching, and you look more organized that way instead of like a blue thing and a red thing and a, you know what I mean. So let everything stay the same as much as possible. It just looks better. And yeah, and you work at a salon, and
I have a salon, and like when you're stationed, everything is different. It just looks kind of tacky, and it just looks like you're experimenting, and you don't know what it is that you want. You're not very established, but that was one of the first things that struck me was that black and gold all across.
Yep.
And it'll go with the style of any vanity or any salon.
Exactly. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's exactly why and I'm known for like my whole like Indian background. Like I'm half Indian myself and half Afghan. And Afghan people are obsessed with the whole Indian culture too. So basically most of my stuff is very Eastern. And I wanted the look to be black and gold mainly because of the whole like black and gold embroidery of outfits. It just reminded me of the rich culture and the fact that it goes with everything. So this is definitely an asset to have the kit. Plus the price is on another level. Like I've purchased a flat iron by itself for $200. This entire set is $199 and it comes, and plus I have a coupon code for you guys. Plus it comes with a flat iron, which is completely professional grade, the dual voltage as well, so you could use it overseas as long as you have an adapter. It comes with a 3-in-1 curling wand, and I'll tell you why I chose those 3 sizes because I don't use any other sizes. It comes with clips, it comes with a glove, it comes with a heat protectant mat, and a warranty. So it basically has everything that you need, a 1-year warranty, yeah, so if anything happens, you just get a new one. Yeah. So all that for $199 plus I have a $20 off coupon code, which is just Tamanna, T-A-M-A-N-N-A. Enter that on the BombayHair.com website when you purchase this, and you get $20 off. So it becomes $179. Okay, so let's talk about the sizes. I have, let me show you. This is the 1-inch. This is what I normally use for Hollywood waves. This is the 3/4 of an inch. I like this for a lot of texture, so I'm going to show you how to use this in a minute. A lot of people are like, okay, well, what am I supposed to use this tiny, tiny, tiny one for? This is what I use when I'm doing updos. I curl all the hair with this, so the hair becomes very texturized, and then I can just literally throw it up in the cutest updo ever. I'll do a separate class on how to do an updo with this, but I just want to show you how I'm using this. And then lastly, the biggest one is 1 1/4. This is perfect. Are we blurry? Okay. This is perfect for looser waves, bigger waves, longer hair, and more of a curl without looking like a full-on curl. So I'm going to show you how I use this as well. And then I have my amazing flat iron, which I used on my hair, and it's amazing. It's just very, very smooth, and it has the red light and green light thing where you know when it's ready. It's super easy, and of course my name on it, which I love. Yay. So I want to turn you around, if that's okay. If that's okay. And we're going to get started with some demonstrations, guys. We're going to start off with, I'm just going to push you. There we go. We're going to start off with the flat iron. I want to show you guys how to curl with the flat iron as well as how to straighten with the flat iron. So first I'm just going to give her hair a nice brush. She has only blow dried it, so it's kind of ready to be styled. although it looks gorgeous already. So, okay.
There's no product or anything.
No product. Perfect. The way my hot tools with Bombay hair work, especially with ceramic and tourmaline material, is it infuses a lot of shine into the hair while you're using it. So even when you're just flattening it, you're getting a lot of very, very healthy shine. So it looks very smooth. It has negative ion technology, which basically seals the cuticle of your hair, making it look like glass. It's absolutely stunning. And it does not damage the way a lot of other hot tools will damage you because of what it's made of with the ceramic and the tourmaline plates and all that stuff. It actually has very even heat distribution. So there's not one area of the hair that's going to be super burnt and another that's not. This is going to be a perfect amount of smooth heat from root to tip, and you just give it a nice smooth run through with the flat iron and go in an even speed. So if you go and go herky-jerky and suddenly stop and then suddenly stop and suddenly stop, you build ridges in the hair. I don't know if you can see a little bit, but you build ridges in the hair. So you have to make sure that when you're flattening your client's hair or your own hair, that you're not stopping. You're just going in a nice, smooth, even motion without slowing down or speeding up, so you get that perfect, glossy, smooth hair. So that's how I straighten the hair. When it comes to curling the hair, I basically treat it as if it is a curling iron. So I take a piece of hair, and you see how the sides of this are beveled, meaning it's like kind of rounded at the sides. There's no sharp edges. That's why you're able to curl with this flat iron very easily. So I start from the root, and I go down, and I'm just literally going to wrap the hair around so that the hair falls down like a waterfall. And I'm going to go slow. Again, notice how I didn't stop moving my iron. I'm going slow. And now you have this gorgeous, bouncy curl. So I'll do it again on one more piece so that you can see how that worked. Again, you take a section of hair, you start from the root, and you immediately start curling it over your curling iron. So you're doing a complete 360 turn on your curling iron so that this piece is coming forward in front of you. And you go slow, go all the way to the tip, and now you have this stunning, bouncy curl. So that's why I did not include, let me pop in and say hi. That's why I did not include an actual clip curling iron in this set, because you do the same exact thing with a flat iron. And here's the other difference between using a regular curling iron with a clip, the clamp thingy, versus using this. Using a flat iron is going to give you not only a longer lasting, smoother curl, but it's not going to give you any ridges from the clamps, and it's also going to create a more bouncy, long lasting curl because it was done with a product that is made of materials for that purpose. Now, even if your curling iron is made of materials that are the same as this, because you're riveting the hair in a bigger barrel, it's not going to last as long. Bending it and folding it over this tight round is going to give it a tighter curl and give you more of that bounce, so it stays like this throughout the day. And you can always brush it out if you want a softer curl. That's not a big deal. Or don't tighten it as much, don't wind it as much if you don't want it that curly. So let's say I have a client that just wants a soft little wave with this flat iron. I would just not curl it so much and just maybe go one turn instead of a full 360. I'm doing a 180. And then that kind of gives a much looser, kind of a softer wave. See that? Compared to these. So that's the difference. This is a full 360 turn curl, and this was just a 180 flip. So
Oh, you see? Oh, yeah, you can see
it's
so
soft.
shiny.
It is so shiny.
And it doesn't pull, you know, like some flat irons, it'll pull like little strings of hair.
So is it smooth for you?
It hasn't like pulled anything.
Awesome. I like to hear that. So I'm going to show you the 180 turn again. Basically starting like this and then flipping it the other way. So that this hair is going the opposite direction. And then that's what's going to give you just a very loose kind of a sexy wave. Whereas these pieces were, I'll do it one more time for you guys. Those pieces were me curling it all the way. So from here, you wrap it all the way so that it comes in front of you, not behind. And then you just go even. And it becomes a much more winded, bouncy curl. Okay? So, enough with the flat iron. Now you guys get it. You guys totally understand. You can straighten and curl with this baby. It's amazing, blah, blah, blah. I want to show you the 3. I'm just going to flatten you out a little bit.
Cool.
Because I want to show you now the amazing things that the wand can do. So if you think this is awesome, wait till you see how to use your wand. And you could totally use these techniques with your own tools. I mean, I'm not saying everyone has to buy the thing. It's actually almost sold out already. But, I mean, it's a permanent item. It's going to come back. Just the coupon code with the Tamana $20 off, that's limited. But the product is going to be here for a very long time. It's not a limited edition product. But anyway, I wanted to show you the 3 different pieces. So let me shut off this flat iron. I'm going to start with the larger barrel first. And then we'll show you all the other sides. I'm going to start big and work my way smaller. Let me turn this on. So it's super easy. Actually, let me show you how I did that. Because I know some of you were asking to show how to interchange these things. So it comes with the base. This is the base, the digital dialer, which tells you the degrees the temperature is at. And it's a swivel cord, so it's never going to get caught. So if you're turning your client, the swivel cord is not going to get caught up and get all crazy. It's always going to move with you. So over here, I have the 1 1/4 inch barrel, and you just put it on the unlock. This is unlock and this is lock. Twist it to unlock. Stick the barrel right in till it snaps, and then lock it. So I locked it into place. Now it's not going to move, and now I can turn it on and raise the temperature to wherever I want it, and it will be ready for me to go ahead and use on her. Now, if you want to change the dialer from Fahrenheit to centigrade or vice versa, press the up arrow or the right side arrow and press it all the way and keep it pressed down, and it will change the degree formulation for you from Fahrenheit to centigrade or whatever, or Celsius or whatever. So, and then to shut it off or to turn it on, it's just that middle button. So once it heats up pretty fast. It's already at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to go up to 450, which is what I love, to actually just put it at the max. But if you're working with a client with very, very fragile hair, fried hair, like mine, you may want to start off with a softer level, something a little bit lower, like maybe 300 or so, and see how it goes. So once this is all the way hot, I'm going to go ahead and show you how amazing the curls will look with this particular piece. I'm also going to use my clips to clip your hair up. Let me grab that. So these are the clips that the set comes with. It's really awesome because even with thick hair like hers, it's not going to slip right off. So I'm just going to section out some hair here. I'm going to start with the bottom pieces and then work my way up. So I'm just going to twist her hair into kind of a little bit of a pony. And the alligator clip, actually one clip, literally I just kind of stuck it right on there, and that does the trick. holds it in place. She can shake around, dance around my salon, and nothing's going to fall. So that's why I made the alligator clips for this. And now, taking a nice section of hair, we are going to start curling with the big iron. I want you to just see how the curls end up when you curl it with this. So it's almost all the way. There we go. Okay, perfect. So we're going to start with the iron underneath, and we are going to start twisting the hair a little bit while we are holding the iron up. So as you can see, I did not ribbon the hair. I twisted it. I did not, however, twist it from the scalp. The scalp part is kind of ribboned. See that ribbon part? And then it starts twisting as you go down because I'm not wrapping it around the barrel. I'm holding my fingers on it, which automatically twists it. So I'm going to show you a few more times so you kind of get it. So you hold it down. You feel with your fingers or whatever. I have nails, so that protects me from getting burnt. But once it's all the way hot, I hold it in my hand, let it cool down all the way to maximize your curl potential. So let it cool down in your hand, or you can immediately clip it onto her scalp. If you want to blow on it, whatever, cool it down faster. Once it's a little bit cool, then you can let go of the wave and move on to the next one. So this basically gives a very, very loose big wave like this. This is what is going to end up looking kind of like, not exactly a beachy wave, but still very clean unless you change the way you're wrapping, which I'll show you in a different size, what I do with my hair a lot. But this is what's going to give you that very loose classic Hollywood look, where the 1 inch is going to give you a tighter classic Hollywood look, which is normally what I do. But because her hair is long and thick, she could totally get away with using this larger iron. I'm going to show you again with the next section. Taking a piece, putting this underneath, and I'm holding this tight. I'm not going to ribbon it like this. This is ribboning, where you're just kind of opening and like making it all flat. That's not what I want. What I want is to hold it tight so that while I'm wrapping, it's kind of twisting. You see what I mean? It's kind of twisting. See that? The little twists? That's not ribboning, that is twisting. So I'm going to hold it like that, and that's what gives it that kind of Hollywood wave. If you were ribboning it and constantly changing your fingers to make sure the direction stayed the same, then you would just get a traditional curl, which is the same as what any regular curling iron would do. And those don't last as long, just letting you know. The twist is what keeps it more bouncy. So hold that down, feel the heat, and let go. Hold it in your hand. Let it cool down. My set also comes with a glove. Of course, for those who are accident prone and burn themselves, I've burnt myself so many times with other curling irons and flat irons and stuff. But with this, for some reason, I find it that I don't even need to use that glove because my barrels come with a heat-resistant tip. So this tip, I can actually go all the way to the tip and it doesn't burn me. Where other wands are hot all the way around, and that's the part that constantly burns my wrist. So I have permanent burn marks right here. That's not makeup. That's me burning myself on the end of a wand before I discovered these that were all the way hot. So I have permanent scars from that. So see how pretty? It's just a nice soft wave. I want to now show you if I were to ribbon it, how it would look. Just so you know what I mean by when I say don't ribbon it. It's not going to be bad. It's just not going to last as long. So I'm going to ribbon it and show you. Thank you. So right now I'm just kind of going and ribboning it so it's nice and flat. There's no twists and turns in this. This is just as if I'm using a regular curling iron. So I ribbon it, and then I want to show you what it looks like if you ribbon it. So it's totally your choice if you want to ribbon it or twist it like I do. But twisting it gives you that Hollywood wave. Ribboning will give you a traditional curl like this. See the difference? Traditional curl, Hollywood wave. So that's why I twist it. So now you guys know whether you're using your own wand at home or mine right here. When you ribbon it, it looks like a traditional curl, which will eventually unravel. when you do a twist, you get this Hollywood wave, which actually holds a lot better because you're twisting the hair into place. Okay? Let's move on to the next size. I'm going to take off my glove because I need to change this thing and I'm not trying to burn myself. Also, this wand comes with a stand in the set. So if you need to put it down on your desk and you don't want to burn your table, you put the stand on your table and then this just stays on, and it's heat resistant, so it's not going to burn the stand. It's rubber. It's totally good. Heat resistant rubber. So this is the glove. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on so I can change the lovely wand here. Okay, so this is the glove. Now to change it, I'm going to shut it off. And I'm going to place it from lock to unlock. And I'm just going to try to get this off. Ooh. I'm going to wait for just a second. It's like super, super hot. It was 450 degrees. So you don't burn yourself with this glove, but when you're trying to wrap it all the way around and trying to take it off, you need to wait about a minute for this to cool down just a little bit. The next thing that I'm going to show you is with the 1-inch. This is the one that I used in my last hair class that you guys loved so much. It was the Hollywood wave. Now, here's the other thing I want to show you actually real quick. For those of you who asked me, how come you didn't include a bigger size wand? It's because I don't like to go any larger. Okay, I'll talk to you looking at you again. It's because I don't like to go larger with the barrel because it doesn't make the curl last as long. Like the 1 1/4 inch is kind of the maximum that I work with. And if I need to make the curl bigger, I can always brush out the curl once it's been set and it'll give a softer, like bigger curl, which I'll show you in a minute because then this will have set by then and totally cool down. I can brush off and show you what it's going to look like. Using a larger, I've had a larger one before, the 1 1/2 inch, and it kind of laid limp. Like my hair length is like medium to long, I guess, not super, super long. So when I used it, it looked great that second, but as soon as I ran my fingers through it or moved, like it started to open up and become strainy. So I kind of shied away from that. I used it on a couple of my brides with super long hair, and again, it really weighed it down because it wasn't enough of that tight pull to keep the hair strung up. So using a 1 1/4 inch iron gave me just that little bit more of that twist and pull that will make the hair last longer throughout the day so that I feel like I have done a good job. I got paid the fair amount, and it's not going to happen where I leave and then the client's hair is going to look horrible. It's going to stay beautiful throughout the day, and I feel like that's fair. So that's why I decided I'm not going to deal with the 1 1/2 inch. Like, of course, it's totally your decision. You know your hair best. If you feel like a 1 1/2 inch works best on you, there are so many curling irons out there with that size, but it's so hard to find a good 1 1/4 inch size, and that's why I was like, I have to include that size in my set because that's the size I always use for those looser curls, and that's the size that's so hard to find out in the market. So I hope you guys really enjoy that size. So now, so see what I mean? When you ribbon the hair, I just put my fingers through it, and it got limp. It's like straight now. See how it unravels? But even if I put my fingers through this stays with the wave. So that is why, my friends, I say do it this way. This just totally straightened out. Wow. Yeah, because the technique was not the same. All right, so do it this way, So now, let's say your client was like, oh my God, I don't want it that wavy. I want it more straight, just a soft wave. Perfect. Just use a boar hair bristle brush like this. This is a dual bristle. This is Layla Milani's Miracle brush. I absolutely love it. This is the brush that I always use to brush out the hair. And it just gives a perfect amount of brush without like hurting the client because it doesn't deal with tangles. Like it just diminishes tangles right away without pulling the hair. So you get this beautiful soft wave. And it looks so luscious. And that way you get the wave of a larger barrel size without having to use a larger barrel size. You use the barrel size that is going to make the wave last longer, which is a 1 1/4 inch. And then all you have to do is brush it through maybe once or twice with the Layla Milani brush. And you get this beautiful soft curl. And the ends stay very, very cute and curly. So all the hair like this is going to give you a beautiful, like old Hollywood soft wave. And now I'm going to show you the young Hollywood wave, which is a little bit tighter. So I'm going to brush all this out. And we are going to change this to the other size. Unlock, twist, get it off. And then once you change this to the middle side, we're going to turn it back on. And then do the next segment. Oopsie. I think I need to use this. Where did my... Let me grab my towel. It's still super hot. Let me know if you guys have any questions or other requests. On my latest Instagram post, I have asked you guys to go ahead and ask me those questions that you have so we can go ahead and start answering them at the end of class. So make sure you guys are asking away. I'm trying to get this out. Okay, we're going to switch it with this one here. This is the 1 inch. Remember to keep it unlocked, stick it in, and then lock it. That way it's not going to move anywhere. And then you can turn it on, keep it on whatever high setting you like. I like to keep mine at the highest. And now we're going to go ahead and do the hair. I'm going to grab the hairspray that I normally like to use. And that is the Tresemme number 5 hairspray. That is my absolute favorite, or number 4. Either number 5 or number 4. Number 5 is amazing for the updos and for super, super long lasting. In this case, I don't want her hair to get too strong because we are going to change it. So I'm going to use number 4. But before I do that, I'm going to take sections of her hair and I'm going to start curling with the 1 inch iron. The same twist method. Hold it down for a few seconds. Feel the heat. And then open it up and see how like tighter that wave is. Actually, I want it even tighter. I'm going to hold it down for a little longer. It gives you a much tighter wave without going kinky curly. And this wave I use on myself. So if you guys are wondering what iron do I use on myself for my regular hairstyling, I use the 1 inch, which is this one right here, only because I need it to last all day. I don't ever have time for like touch-ups or anything. I'm always like back to back running around, so I use the 1 inch, and then even the next day, if I just brush my hair out, it ends up being like a nice loose wave. Okay, so we're gonna hold this in our hands, let it really cool down. And then let it go. And we're gonna do the same on the rest of the hair. Twist around, give it a nice hold. Feel that heat going through all those strands. You gotta keep it on for a little bit, not too long. It's pretty hot, you don't need to keep it too long, but feel that heat go through the strands. Or you could use your glove. You may not feel the heat when you use your glove, but at least you could see some of the steam. And then let the curls fall into your hand. Do not let them go until it's cooled down. I'm bouncing it only because it's pretty hot and I don't want to burn myself, so I'm bouncing it. No big deal. But you could totally use your gloves. And then now I'm going to let it down. I'm going to show you just one more section. Hold it down, get that heat going. And let it go into your hand. Cool it down. Bounce it around. And let it go. I do not use individual clippies. I know that's one of your guys' questions. Instead of waiting for each one to cool down, can you clip them each onto the scalp and finish the whole head and then come back and open each one up? You absolutely can. But with me, I'm all about time efficiency and doing the best job that I can in the fastest way possible. And this way, I'm finished with the whole bottom half before I go onto the top, and I don't have to go back to the bottom to do anything. So this way, for me, is a lot faster. But of course, if you guys like to have the hair set for longer, then you can absolutely go in with clips and clip all the hair in. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just using the Tresemme number 4 for her and spraying that whole section. Let me take off my glove, I don't really need it. Spraying that whole section and then making sure that the spray goes through all the hair, so I do a little scrunchie. And now you can see how beautiful these 3 pieces of curls have now aligned. Because I did it exactly the same direction, the same amount of twist in every section of these pieces here. So the hair basically is identical, and now you have that beautiful Hollywood wave look. So once this is completely cooled down, you can even brush it out and it becomes a very soft look. This is what I did in class a few weeks ago when I taught the Hollywood wave class. This is what I did with the whole 1-inch spraying, cooling, scrunching, and then letting it go. Another thing you could do to create a lot of volume using a 1-inch iron is to also go in with a teasing comb and start teasing under each wave. Just one good tease under each wave. And what that does is it gives you a more fluffy effect. So I've now fluffed up her hair a little bit more. So again, what you could do is tease the root for a root lift, and then I have a wave here. I can tease right under that wave. I have another wave here, and I can tease under that wave. I have another wave here, so I'll tease under that wave. So under each wave, if you just do a little bit of teasing, and you could spread it out afterward or before, however you want to do it, then you get a much more fluffy Hollywood wave. So we've now doubled the amount of space we're using on the same 3 strands of hair that we've used for this curling iron effect. We've now doubled the amount of volume that we've given to just this section. And this is why I don't have to use hair extensions on every client. Although I love hair extensions and I would still actually love to go really crazy with my clients if they allow me to, but it's not really necessary when you just tease a little bit. So that's my little trick on how to fluff up the hair when you're doing a Hollywood wave. Now on this side of the hair, I want to show you something more beachy. This is what I've been doing lately on my hair, and I really wanted to share it with you guys since a lot of you commented on my commercial post for this class, the picture of my hair kind of flipped out in the loose wave. I'm going to show you how I did that. So let's ignore that beautiful Hollywood wave here. And with the same iron, I'm going to now show you what I do. Let me take it back. Okay. So I take a small piece, a little bit smaller than my normal pieces, and I'm going to wrap it a few times, and I'm actually going to pull back and forth like this. I don't know if you guys can tell what I'm doing, but I'm kind of pulling back and forth. Like I'm rolling it up and down, up and down, up and down. So you can't really tighten it all the way, otherwise it won't have a chance to roll. But when you do this, you end up getting like a really kind of a open, looser, beachy wave. I'll do it again. Small section. Give it kind of a loose wrap and start rolling it up and down. If you want it even looser, then you don't have to roll it too much. Like, see this? Open it up and it becomes a little bit looser. And it kind of allows you to have a little bit more of that messy, beachy wave. Something that's like you didn't try too hard. Another little piece here. Now, if you want it looser, don't put too much heat on it. Just do it a few times and let it go. And it becomes a little bit looser, a little bit more messy. And you could run your fingers through it right away rather than waiting for it to cool down. Like on those other curls, I waited for it to cool down. But on these, because I want it to look a little bit messier, like this, I opened it up immediately with my fingers so that it can look a little more beachy. I'm going to continue so you can see how it looks on the whole half of the hair right there. So rolling, pull it up and down, up and down. It doesn't feel the best. Sometimes it pulls the hair, but this is just a little trick I have to make it as messy as possible. And then just open it right up, and you have these really cool, loose, not so even waves. Last few pieces. The key is you don't want to take too much hair. So now I'm just kind of really rolling back and forth, like kind of crazy. When you really roll it a lot like that and have most of the hair out, this is how loose it gets. So what I normally do when I'm creating a beachy wave style for myself or for my clients, I do some strands of hair with it wrapping kind of almost all the way, and some where it's only like 2 or 3 wraps. So that some of the pieces are looser and some of them are a little tighter so that they're not matching. The point is you need it to look messy. So last piece. I'm going to roll it up and down. Just make sure when you're rolling it back up that you have a good grip on the end. Otherwise you're just going to make everything open up. And that's going to be kind of counterproductive. Okay, so now you can see the difference between these two sections. Let me just brush out the ends a little bit so we can get it really smooth here. So, on this side, well, I'll hold it up so you guys can see. On this side, we have this loose, beachy wave. It's pretty nice because it ends up looking like you didn't try hard, that you went to the beach and your hair got a little messy, and it's looking really, really fun and young. And then on this side, we have this very kind of classic, very put together, very organized Hollywood hair. So that's the difference between the two on how to do it. So the technique is very different, but I use the same tool to create both. So why bother with those sets that come with like so many different attachments, 6, 7 attachments, when you can do the same thing with the same couple of different sizes. I want to bring it to the front so you can see how it ends up looking in the front. Mind you, most of the hair still on top has not been touched. But this is that loose kind of beachy hair that just kind of looks like this. Really fun, kind of casual, go to a picnic, whatever. Whereas this is the actual classic Hollywood wave that has a lot more form to it. Okay? So just wanted to make that clear. Classic Hollywood wave, and this is the beachy wave. And the only difference, the same thing, it was the same tool, the 1 inch. The only difference is this one I wrapped around, kept it, and I held it the same on each curl. And this one I went back and forth with the wand and really messed it up and kind of just went crazy with it and opened it up right away. So it looks like that's how her hair looks when it's blow dried or something. Not even blow dried, it's just air dried. Like that's how it should look. Imagine with all the hair like that. So that's kind of what I've been doing on my hair. So it can just kind of look like kind of a little bit of a style, but not like I'm trying too hard.
It's sexy. It's like
sexy.
Like bedhead.
It is. Oh my god, exactly. It is exactly like bedhead. You're creating that kind of fluff, but without the uniformity of this. Love it. Coolio. All right. So now I want to show you the last styling tool, which is that tiny, tiny, tiny attachment on the top of her hair. And I want you to see how crazy curl it creates, and also why I like to use it for the updos, just so you know like what I'm talking about when I'm saying, oh, I use it for updos. The thing is, I'm sure Arax would totally agree with me, when you're doing updos on clients, you prep their hair by curling it usually, either curling with a straightener or curling it with a wand or something to give it some texture, to give it some bounce, so that when you're doing the actual updo, that it actually responds to you pretty well and it handles your twists really nicely and it flows with the style that you're doing. Even if your updo did not require curls, I still curl the hair with a wand or with whatever. Usually with a wand or a straightener. But if I'm using a wand to curl, I use my tiniest little wand, so I'm really kind of going nuts with it.
Especially for, I don't know if it's okay for me to...
Yeah.
Okay. Especially for hair like this. It's so I have virgin hair. I don't dye it. I don't chemically process it. I don't do anything to my hair. Which is nice if I'm just going to blow it out and it's going to have some nice shine to it. But I've noticed if I want to style it and I don't add some texture to it, within a few minutes, because it hasn't been chemically processed, because it isn't very porous, it's going to fall completely flat. So for those of you with hair like mine or with clients who have hair like this, giving it texture is imperative. Not just for curly updos, but almost for every single updo I do, I have to do that. And it's better than teasing, because a lot of people come in and they say, you've had this, I want volume, I want big hair, but I don't want a teased helmet head, right? So once you do this, it creates that volume, it creates that texture without having that capped looking like crazy tease.
I totally agree. And it's so important to have texture, especially these days with the not so clean looks. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, like on the red carpet, those like texturized updos and stuff like that. And it actually doesn't take too long creating those updos once you've prepped your hair that crazily, which I'll show you in a minute. Once you've prepped your hair that much, it's actually pretty quick.
It's like a minute.
Throw it up, literally. Pin it up, and it looks so good. And you don't even need to tease. Like, that's the coolest part. Like, you don't even need to tease. So we're going to wait for this to cool down a little bit. We're going to change it to the other size, and I'm going to show you how to use that. So in the meantime, actually, if you want to look on my phone here, and whatever questions you see that have been repeated a few times, any popular questions, if you want to ask me, and I'll answer.
Okay, so what do we got?
And you can scroll up and down. If
I'm going to scroll up. First come, first serve here. Jesus, how did you get so many? Okay. So there's some questions about makeup.
Okay, that's fine. Or maybe we can answer hair questions first, and then I'll answer makeup at the end of class. So I'm just switching this to the other one. Lock it. Got the tiny.
Oh, so there's one question that you already kind of covered, but Reed Natasha asked, how do you make curls last throughout the evening? So I think you already covered from what I learned so far. The smaller barrels help it last a lot longer. So you might think that those really big ones will give you that nice loose wave, but that's going to be a very, very loose wave. So the tighter barrels, smaller sections, and if it's really, really resistant hair, maybe spritzing a little bit of hairspray before and after.
Yeah. Just a little bit. You don't want to overspray before using heat because it could potentially fry your hair. Yeah. So just a small mist just to get some stickiness, especially if someone's hair is so silky and so resistant. Like she said, resistant meaning that the hair cuticles are so already flat that it's not accepting heat as easily as fine hair like mine.
Like so Asian hair is like
Asian hair, yeah. That silky straight hair may need a little product just to get it going.
Sana Gill asked, what hairstyles do you suggest for shoulder length hair?
I love the loose, messy, wavy look on bobs. Like the little grown out bobs. If you guys
I think Miley's done it before, right? right?
Oh,
the
yeah.
little beachy kind of
The beachy
wave.
kind of a messy. That's one of my favorites. And then also, of course, for like weddings and stuff like that, I love the finger wave look. And that you can totally get with the 1 inch.
Yes.
Even the 1/4 inch that I'm about to use on her can give you that if you just want to brush it out after, that it becomes a little bit more, it's like 1930s, 40s.
Like what Taylor
that kind of
Swift
era.
had with the VMAs, where it was short, but
Yeah.
she still had that like...
A little bit of that finger wave going.
It's so timeless.
Very cute.
Should I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay, Blondie Hair and Makeup asked, what is your favorite backcombing spray and favorite working and setting spray? So do you have different products that you like for each one?
I'm not a product junkie at all. Those of you who have learned from me, I'm not like, she was a model for one of my hair classes, so she got to kind of see what I use, which is pretty much nothing. All I use is the Tresemme hairspray. If I need any,
Which is like $4.
Yeah, seriously,
It's like the best
just wait for
part.
it to go on sale at Target or something. And it's just so easy for me. Like, I just don't like product that much. Once in a blue moon, like what on my hair, because it's still Friday, I'll use sometimes like this product here. This is the Glossy Locks from Milani, from Layla Milani, and this it's just a serum. I just spray it for some shine. But as far as like the teasing spray, I use the same Tresemme. And I use that same spray to lock down the curl at the end. I use that same spray as a finishing spray. It just depends on how close to the hair you're using it and how far to the hair you're using it. So on the roots, I'm using it a little bit closer, not too close, but I use it like a good strong spray at the root when I'm teasing. And then as a finishing touch, I like kind of go back and I'm spraying it like a cloud. So for me, it's more about how much you're using and the distance rather than the actual product, because I feel like they're all kind of the same, except Tresemme is like a little stronger and I'd rather have more strength.
Too much just kind of weighs it down, right?
Let's do one more question, then I'll show you the tight curl.
Okay, Okay, so for your own hair, your hair is so beautiful. Do you use a toning shampoo to keep it a pretty blonde?
Yes, I do. Okay, so Alan M is my colorist, and she also does color too, so she knows what I'm talking about when I say this.
He's amazing.
When you bleach your hair, especially starting off so dark, like this is all my natural up here. It's level 2, which is like the blackest brown there is. Not quite black, but it's the darkest brown. So I'm a level 2A naturally. I don't have a lot of orange in my hair, thank God. But most of my peoples have a lot of orange in their hair. And so what happens is when you bleach it, it turns orange before it turns gold, and it turns gold before it turns platinum. So it usually takes several times to get it really light. My hair lifts very quickly. So within the second or third time I saw Alan, I didn't even really care to go this blonde. I was just like, whatever, do whatever. And it just lifted so fast. So we didn't really have a lot of control over how blonde it got because I'm a new client of his. I've only been seeing him for less than a year, maybe 6 months or something. And so he also kind of didn't know that I would just go so blonde so quick. So it became super bright. Now, in order to tone down the brightness but keep the blonde, I use a purple shampoo called Shimmer Lights. Is it a Clairol or L'Oreal thing?
Clairol is Shimmer Lights.
Okay, Clairol. So it's Shimmer Lights by Clairol. I buy it at Sally's Beauty Supply, and I use that every time I shampoo my hair. So what I do is instead of lathering it like crazy, like let's say there's a moment in my life where my hair is like super yellow, instead of lathering it in my hair, I actually use it straight because it's super purple. The purple is what cancels out the yellow-orange tones in your hair, so it looks more silvery. So I use that, I keep it on my hair for like 10 minutes, and then I lather it all over and wash it off. So that way my hair actually grabs the purple. If I were to just quickly lather it and rinse, it wouldn't be as strong. So that's why I'm able to go several months without seeing Alan. Actually, I've been seeing him for a year almost. I saw him as soon as I moved here pretty much. Alright, so yeah, this Shimmer Lights shampoo. So purple shampoos is great for blondes. There's other color shampoos out there, like for reds, there's a red shampoo. Red fades so fast. When I was a redhead, I had bright red hair while I was in beauty school, and I had to use red shampoo from Sally's Beauty Supply as well, just to keep my red going. But it kept turning brown, so then I started using, I started mixing a little bit of Manic Panic Vampire Red, which is a color. I started mixing that in my shampoo and keeping it on for like 10 to 20 minutes while I'm exfoliating, shaving, all that stuff. And then it would grab on a lot better, but then the bathtub would look like you killed a small lamb. So that's the only drawback of red. Okay, I'm going to show you now this. We're going to take a break from questions. This is super hot now, so I got to use it. This is the 3/4 inch, and I want to show you how amazing the curl is. I'm going to take a piece right at the top, right here. And I'm going to go super close to the root. I'm over-directing, so the hair is literally standing straight up. And you're getting a nice tight wind here. I don't know if you want me to move this way, but it's a nice tight wind. I can feel the heat already because these are tinier sections. So the smaller the wand, the smaller the sections you're able to use. And we're just going to go, it looks like a noodle. Ta-da!
Ooh.
So, not that I'm going to keep it like this. This is just the prep. I'm going to show you a few pieces so you guys kind of get the idea here.
Laura has a good purple shampoo too.
Ooh, Laura?
Yeah. It's called the Maryland shampoo.
I need to try that.
Her purple shampoo, because they all work the same in terms of toning, but some dry it out more than others. Hers is really good in conditioning it too.
So Laura C.K., Laura C.K.A.Y., she's a good friend of ours, and she started a whole shampoo line and hair care line. And I'm just hearing that she has a purple shampoo, so I kind of need to try that. Laura, if you're there, I need to try your purple shampoo. I am running out of my shimmer lights. I've been using it literally every day, and I'm totally running low, so I kind of need it.
Turn purple when you use it a lot?
No. I mean, it turns silver. My hair turns silver.
That's nice, though.
Yeah, I love silver hair. But yeah, it doesn't turn purple. Like, my hair is pretty platinum without anything when he bleached it, but it still has that yellow undertone. So the purple, I think, just keeps it silver. I had purple hair many years ago. I want to say like 4 years ago, maybe. I had a whole head of lavender and silver and pink and blue.
Wow.
It was so pretty. I had them like big chunky peekaboos in between my black hair, and it was so gorgeous, but it was really a lot of upkeep. Literally every single time I washed my hair, I'd have to redo it. Okay, so you see this? I'm going to do a few more pieces so you guys can really get the idea here. I'm literally just going to keep doing it over and over again. I'm going to do the whole top of her head. We're going to answer more questions for you guys while I'm doing this, just to be proactive. And at the end, I'm going to show you what I mean by how easy it is to do an updo with all this going on. Okay, fire away.
Lots of makeup questions. So I'm trying to go for like the hair one since that's what we're like. So Chloe Bear 22 says, what do you use for thick, heavy hair to make it last all day?
You have to use smaller sections of hair. When it's that thick and coarse, you need to make sure that the heat can actually penetrate through every piece of hair that you're putting on. So first of all, make your sections smaller when you're using your wand. Secondly, using these wands, because they're so strong, I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to have a good head of curls. Yeah. But of course, using a small enough barrel where it will last. So I wouldn't go any bigger than 1 1/4 if your hair is that resistant. And of course, using hairspray to lock it in place. And the other thing is what I already showed you. You know how when I curl the hair, I hold it in my hand to cool down before I let it go? Like these tiny curls, you can let it go because it's so small. But regular curls, I hold it in my hand, I blow on it or cool it down, and then I let it go. And that actually locks in the curl so it lasts longer.
Nice. Glory of Henna says, do you recommend using a heat protectant product while using these wands? If so, which are your favorite brands?
Honestly, I'm not a very gimmicky person. I do not use a heat protectant spray. I've used it in the past and it sizzled when I used a heat item. Mm-hmm. So I got scared thinking that it is burning my clients, and I just never want my clients to hear the sizzling sound.
Yeah, it's frightening.
So I stopped using it, and honestly, my client's hair is super shiny when I'm using this product without even when I'm using this tool without a product. So I find really no use for a heat protectant spray. But if you guys know of any heat protectant sprays that you really like and that you think I should try, please do comment on the post so I can,
The Tresemme one is also pretty popular for heat protectant.
Yeah.
And it's, really affordable. It's a drugstore product. But if I can give a word of advice, like you guys can see how fast she's moving through my hair. So it's not always the use of heat that damages the hair, kind of like with bleach. It's not the bleach it's the misuse of it. So sometimes, like, leaving it on for way too long. We've all seen that YouTube video where
oh my god, that girl,
right?
That burned the sideburn.
Yeah, and she did spray something, so it's not.
Poor baby.
It wasn't because she didn't use a heat protectant. It's because if the heat is way too high and if you leave it on way too long, and you're like going through them so fast that's what I do to avoid damage on my own hair and my client's hair. Just move faster, don't leave it on as long instead of weighing it down with heat protectant because it's just more weight. It's just going to make it fall faster.
Yeah. True that.
You know how to take. Oh, just a lot of people love you so far.
Aw, love you.
Oh, so much makeup. Okay, questions. Tamana, do the straightener curls last as long as the wand curls?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, it's 1:30 a.m. here in Zimbabwe, but I had to watch you.
Aww.
That's Zimbalicious.
Zimbalicious.
Thanks for saying that. So, do the straightener curls last as long? They probably last, or as the wand curls. So if you have to choose which ones last, if you have like an all day, like our meeting weddings are 24-hour events. If you have to choose the straightener or the wand for like an all day thing, would it depend on the hair, or do you have one that you think lasts longer than the other?
Honestly, for me, it really depends on the overall look that my clients are going for. If they want that Hollywood look, I'm not going to do it with a straightener. The wand, to me, both styles last the same because of the techniques I'm using. It's really about letting the hair cool down before you open it because that's going to lock it down the most. But as far as the actual tool, if you're using a tiny one like this one, this is going to last forever. If you're using a straightener, it's not going to give you this tight of a curl unless you really over direct it like crazy and go super slow with your movement. Then you can get a really tight curl. But I mean, I would say it's kind of neck and neck. What do you think from your experience?
I think you're pretty much right. I judge by the hair itself. But it's so close. It's so close. Technique goes a long way. I noticed while doing my own hair, I think maybe because I have these like short, retarded arms, like I don't have the dexterity to get all the way around with a flat iron, and I'm more likely to burn myself. But with a wand, I think it's easier to get all day lasting curls than it is with. So on clients, I don't think it really matters, but on your own self, I think they both last long, but maybe the
wand might be easier
to get used to.
Yeah.
Somebody had a question about your nose flat.
My what?
Your nose ring.
Oh, my nose ring? Where is it from?
No, they said like, does it stick out or is it flat? Because it looks really good on you.
Oh, thank you. My nose ring. I guess I'll just come to the camera. I don't know if you can see. It's a stud. There's no prongs. It's just, I guess it's a glued on stud in a ring thingy, and it's an L shape, so I just kind of stick it in. I got it from Japantown in San Francisco. It's a no-name shop. It's just one of those shops in the Japantown Mall in San Francisco. It's a mall. Go in, it's by a coffee shop, and it's just this little place that sells like hair accessories and stuff, and I got it there by the cash register. I bought like 5 because I lose them.
Lose that? I don't know.
I lose it on my pillow. I sleep on my face.
Some career questions too.
Oh, let's do that.
Do you think it was harder making a name for yourself as a more ethnic person in the industry? Did that affect you? And did family or people judge your career choice since it was less conventional?
Okay, good question.
So I know you have, like,
you might be of my background then, if you're asking, right?
Yeah, Princess Yaz.
Oh, yep. Okay, so I was very lucky growing up because my parents were they were both entrepreneurs. They had a photography and videography business. So they were already kind of like in that field. And so I kind of just fell right into it, I guess. So I had their support from day one. My grandparents too. They're all super educated, by the way. Like my grandparents on both sides of my family were very, very big names and still are very, very well known in our communities. My one grandfather is Indian and the other was Afghan before he passed. And they both have such a huge like reputation with education and journalism and traveling around the world. They would go to presidents' homes, like they were invited to all these things. So they were all about education. But when I showed that why am I stopping? I have to keep going. When I showed that I had this talent, I was good at it, and I had people who loved me from day one. Like in the beginning when I was on MySpace, I kind of had a little bit of a cult following, mainly because of my background. A lot of those girls were Afghan girls that were just so happy to kind of see someone trying something new instead of being the typical doctor, lawyer, engineer. So I kind of had their love from the beginning and their support from the beginning. Then, once Facebook started and all that stuff, my name just kept growing only because I'm just really good at social media, which is almost sad because it almost doesn't even matter how talented you are these days. You have to be good at marketing yourself. You really have to be good at marketing yourself. So if you're looking for ways to grow your business, you need to know how to advertise yourself in a way that's going to show you as someone who's worth following or someone who's worth hiring. Show yourself as something a little different. Get a little signature move and showcase that. Like my signature, now I've just been doing so many random things, but a lot of people, when they think of me, they think of the Arabic eye or the cut crease. My original signature before the Arabic eye was the smoky eye, my 3-step smoky eye. And so all these little things, like I created like a little niche for myself. And as far as like my ethnicity kind of holding me back or whatever, I never felt that. I still first and foremost consider myself an American. I was born here. I love this country. I live here. I lived here my whole life. And so with my speech and all that stuff, I never had a problem getting my point across and being assertive and doing what I wanted to do and getting what I wanted, because communication is key. So if you have like a language barrier, that kind of is what would set you back, but I don't think ethnicity by itself sets you back. Being half Afghan or half Indian myself, I feel like that actually helped me because I gained the trust of my audience a lot quicker, especially from those regions.
Mac by Allah asks, how can you style the front of hair to make it look thicker for a Hollywood style?
I actually had a hair class that I went over that. Basically curl it the same way, just over direct in the direction that you want to go. So let's say I wanted the Hollywood hairstyle to go this way, I would curl it back this way and then tease the base and it poofs up. So we are soon, I have this cool announcement to make in case you guys missed it on my page. I am going to start a pay-per-view type of situation on my website for members. So if you're a member of DressYourFaceLive.com, you will have an option of going back and renting old videos that have already expired. So let's say you join today. Today you have access to this, obviously. Everyone has access to this. You'll also have access to, what is still up right now? What videos are still up right now? I have my tour of my makeup kits. I have what was the last thing I did? I've just been doing so many episodes, I don't even know. The lip one is coming up, so you'll have access to that. My Lily Ghalichi eyelash video, when Lily Ghalichi was my model. The customized eyelash video that I did, that's still up on the site. That expires very soon. And my Bollywood makeup, which I'm so known for, that class is still up. That's a super long class, by the way. And that's still up for a few more days. So if you become a member now, you'll have access to all of those. But the biggest surprise I'm trying to tell you right now is pretty soon, I would say within the next week or two, or even sooner than that, we will have an option for members to be able to rent old videos at a discount. This is only for members right now. So once it rolls out, I'll let you know, and you'll have access to all my past classes, and you'll get to pick and choose which old episodes you want to see, and you'll be able to rent that on your computer for a few days so you can gain all that knowledge, get all your notes done, and not feel like you've missed out on any past classes. So that's one of the questions I've gotten a lot was, if I join now, does that mean I've permanently missed out on all those other amazing classes that you have? And the answer is no. You can definitely go back and rent them, whichever ones that you like. You don't have to rent all of them. I mean, you pick and choose what classes you want to see. So I'm very excited about that, and I think that would be awesome because that way you can learn that hair thing, because I'm going to be doing a lot of contour classes in the future. I'm going to be doing a lot of hair classes in the future. All that stuff is going to happen, but each one's going to be a little different. So if there's a specific thing that you wanted to see that I already taught, in case you don't want to wait many months until I'm able to teach it again and replay some old topics, you could always watch it immediately. So I'll let you guys know when that rolls in. I'm freaking excited about that.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited, especially the contour class video. That has been requested so much. And then the hair one that just passed recently, my newer members missed it. So now you get to see it again. And this too, this is much more informative. It's not like a whole one hairstyle. This is many different hairstyles I'm showing you right now. So anyways, we'll get a few more pieces in just so you guys can get an idea of what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to do curly Sue. I'm not a big fan of that hairstyle. So what I'm going to show you is the textured updo thing that I was trying to tell you. I'm not doing the whole hair. That would take like 8 hours if I did like all the updos that I want to show you. But I am going to show you this prep part of it so you know what I'm talking about when I say how easy it is to put it up. And then I'm going to brush it out and you can see how it looks brushed out. It's still going to look tight brushed out, but not super tight like this. I'm just not into this ringlet thing. But this is kind of sometimes what you have to do to get the hair to start listening and do the thing that you want it to do. All right, I think that's enough. So I'm going to give it a light spray. See how bouncy? Ta-da! Okay, I give it a spray. Now you can see the back, how bouncy and crazy these curls are. Amazeballs. Okay, so this is what I mean by the updo thing. Is all you have to do is gather all this hair. Imagine if I did all of the hair, right? Gather the hair and start pinning it up. All of this becomes the texture of your updo. So it ends up looking like, you know those Hollywood girls on the red carpet with those beautiful, like, oh, I just tossed it up, updo. This is what you do to prep it. So if you want to look up a little bit, yeah, perfect. So the back of the hair ends up kind of looking like this. All this hair, imagine all of it curled, right? And then you have this awesome, like low bun or something down here. So it becomes this really, really cool, very almost, not quite vintagey, but almost. And you have all this texture going on. So it looks like you didn't even think about the hair. You just kind of created this mess or whatever. And you have this very, very texturized updo.
It's kind of like bohemian a little
bit.
Very.
And you just use your fingers to separate it. You don't even really need to tease it because of how small the curls are. All you have to do is go through with your fingers and literally just start pinning it up. Like even with this side thing that Nicole Kidman likes to do a lot, this is all it is. It's just tight curls everywhere, some curls sticking out, and then you have this like kind of fluff here, and everything else is just pinned to the back or to the side or however you want to do it. So that's a very like Nicole Kidman type of look. And then of course, you know, the younger red carpet, like new girls, they love to go all back rather to the side. They go all back, they add this little bumpy height, and they have this messy low updo right down here. And it just looks absolutely phenomenal, and it takes like 2 seconds to put the hair up. It's just the time that you invest in curling all the hair is what makes you save time at the end. So that's why I had to include the tiny size in the Tamana set, because I needed something that can give you this kind of texture for an updo or for a special effect type of hair look. It's super fun. Now, if we were to brush it out, I have the Miracle brush here. If we were to brush it out, then you have this beautiful, almost a vintagey type of wave. So let's say if I wanted to, which side do you usually flip your hair?
I like this.
That way? Okay. So let's bring some of this here. Okay, so if we want to create a little bit more of that tighter vintagey wave, you could just literally brush out this hair. You can tease the base, or you could leave it flat, which is a little bit more vintagey. They didn't do a lot of teasing back then. And you have this like kind of, I don't know if you can see here, this awesome tighter finger wave almost. And you can actually sculpt it too. Since it's such a tight curl, you could actually sculpt it to make it into the direction that you want it to go. And then just spray it in place. And then you have this really cool finger wave type of deal here. So if you can see this finger wave look, that's usually how you can get a tighter finger wave, is just from a smaller barrel. Just like that. Now that's very like old school vintage. New vintage is a little bit larger and deeper and looser at the ends, but this kind of gives you that very, you legit look like you're a doll from 1934.
Like the kids in the Coca-Cola, the girls in the Coca-Cola.
It's so funny. All right, so I hope you guys learned a little something about how to use different hair tools, how to do different size waves, when do you want to open them up versus when do you want to keep them tight, you know, a little bit on how to do an updo, prepping, all that stuff, and of course straightening, which I showed you first. So her hair isn't done, obviously. We've just been doing a hot mess here. But this was really just to teach you guys some real knowledge and kind of give you guys a little bit of a broader spectrum of what to do, what to use, and when.
So ergonomic.
You like it?
Yeah, like it's nice to hold. I think we've all like seen the ones at the mall. They sell the little carts and stuff, and I've been guilty of like buying that for somebody because I didn't get a Christmas present. And the second you hold it, the entire handle gets so hot. And it's like hard to manipulate. So if they're good to hold and the handle is, I feel like the handle being well made is just as important as the barrel being well made, and that is some high quality stuff.
Thank you.
You know I'm a product snob. Like it has to be like really good.
Really, really good. And that's why I'm not a product snob, because I don't find anything that I like. And so I figured, okay, if you can't find what you really need out there, sometimes you just have to make it. And I'm just so thankful that I'm in a position where I can just make it. Like my makeup palette, the eyeshadow palette that I made with Anastasia Beverly Hills, those were the colors that I've always wanted my whole life in one palette, and I was blessed enough to have the opportunity to make it with her. Now the same thing with these hot tools. I've always wanted a set like this, like I said, and now I have the opportunity to make it and give it to all of you. So again, if you guys want to get it, it's on BombayHair.com. And if you just go on the homepage, my picture is there, click on it, you can get to that item. All the information is there. Yes, it is dual voltage, meaning if you're in the UK, if you're in Africa, if you're anywhere, Asia, you can definitely use it. It will work in your country. You just need an adapter. So make sure you have an adapter, switch the plug thing, and you can get it to work in your country. And of course, the price is just insane. I've never seen a set that is this high quality with this much technology at that kind of a price. Like I said, I've spent over $200 on a straightener that broke within a year. Less than a year, it stopped working. I'm not going to name names because I'm not like that. But it didn't work for me, and unfortunately, it did not come with a warranty, so that didn't work out for me. But this one, for $199, you get everything I used on her, plus the glove, plus the heat-resistant mat, plus the stand, plus the clips, and you have a professional-grade straightener with a swivel cord, plus you have the digital 3-in-1 curling wand with a swivel cord as well, and the heat-protectant tip so you don't burn yourself. That's like one of the biggest things for me is I was like, please, can you make it with a heat-resistant tip? And yeah, all that for $199, and then if you use my coupon code TAMANA, T-A-M-A-N-N-A, on the website, then you will get $20 off it for $179 USD. That's the USD price. I'm not sure what the conversion would be in your country, depending on where you're watching from. But definitely check that out and let me know how you like it. Write a review. So far, it has 5 stars, so I'm very happy. So yeah, if you love it, let us know and take pictures and tag me, and I'll try to repost your creations using my products and see your posts and everything, and keep tabs on how you're doing with your progress on my classes. Again, my classes are like 3 times a month. Sometimes I do more, but like this was a bonus class. This is on top of 3 times a month, so there's a lot of classes in this month or in this past 30 days. Membership is $19 a month. That's less than a group date to Starbucks, and and it's so worth it because people have paid thousands of dollars to go through makeup school. I teach in my private studio, 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-1 students. And right now I'm actually looking for that. And each day per student is $1,500, and that's a private lesson. If you go to a makeup school, it's thousands of dollars out of pocket. And here you have the chance to learn the same techniques over a period of time. Within a few classes, my students have said they've already grown so much. So I hope you enjoyed this class and got a piece of me, kind of learned who I am as a teacher and what I'm here for. And I'm here to help you guys. I'm at this point in my life where I just want to share knowledge and I just want to spread and give a little piece of me to everyone. And that's something that I feel like I'm really giving back to the community with. And that's why I decided to go really low with the prices, only $19 a month for all these classes every month. And it's an ongoing thing. So it's not like there's a start and a finish. It's a forever thing. It's a continuous learning experience where you don't have to be a professional to start off with. You can totally be a beginner and learn amazing things and just kind of build your knowledge as you go on through the course. So that's just a little bit about me. That's a little bit about my course. I hope you liked it. I hope you love the hair. I hope you learned a little something, even though this hair isn't even done, but this is how cute it looks. It looks with the mess that we did, with all these different tools that we used and changing her part and all that stuff. But anyway, thank you guys for joining. I'm going to switch places with Arak so I can answer some of your makeup questions for the next 10 minutes or so. And then we're going to say bye. So for now, let me answer. I have 10 minutes left of time with you guys. And I'll answer some more questions. So let's see here. How do you cover, and these questions that I'm answering now, because I already answered a lot of hair questions during the class, and I'm sure I answered a lot of questions that you had while I was teaching. So I'm going to answer makeup and hair questions now. So if you have makeup questions, that's totally fine too. So one of the makeup questions that's here that I get asked a lot is how do you cover up hyperpigmentation? Concealer, color correctors, layering products? Yeah, pretty much all of the above will help. The products that are in my kit, now if you're a member, you'll be able to take a tour of my kit and I talk about like all the products that I have in there. So if you're a member of dressyourfacelive.com, you will be able to go into your members pages and see the tour of my kit. It is still up for members only. So in that class, a lot of my students realize that I use only full coverage products. I do not carry translucent stuff. I do not carry sheer items. Everything I have is full coverage. So having that already helps with covering up scarring, hyperpigmentation, discoloration, anything. Now, of course, if it's a really severe case of hyperpigmentation, if it's very dark or very blue or very gray, you want to use an orange-based concealer. So use something that's very, very warm, so it'll cancel out that color, and then you can use whatever powders, full coverage powders over it to create your own base color again. But to color correct, I use, like, there's a MAC palette that I have, which is medium deep, medium deep correct and conceal palette from MAC. And it carries like 6 colors in there. And the orange color that's in there, I think it's called Burnt Coral, or something like that. Burnt Coral, I believe. And that's the color that I use on like my people's skin tones. You just basically use it under your eyes for darkness. You use it over your like pregnancy masks, hyperpigmentation due to hormone or sun damage or anything. Use it over those areas to knock it out first, and then you could use your regular foundation or you could use your regular powders over it, and it knocks it right off, the color right off. So that's kind of how I do the whole dark circle thing and the hyperpigmentation thing. What Anastasia Beverly Hills brow powder or brow wiz you recommend for dark brown black hair? So that I'm answering this question because I do get it a lot as far as using brow products for really dark hair. Like, do you go black or do you go brown? Like, what do you do? It really depends on the undertone of the black hair. So if you have a client or you yourself have black hair, but in the sun it's very golden or kind of orangey or reddish, then you want to go with a super dark brown eyebrow product. If your black hair is ash or jet black, there's absolutely no brown in it, it is black, almost black gray, then you would use one of the more granite colors. Like Anastasia Beverly Hills has a color called granite. That's more of an ashy dark brown rather than a brown, a warm brown. So I would stay more ashy for very black hair, and if your hair is brown black, then I would go with more of a brown. Usually I don't like to go too dark with eyebrows. The only time I really darken up eyebrows too much is like on blonde hair. I usually go more caramel with the brows just to make them show. But for people who are brunette, I like to go a little bit lighter with brows and heavier on lashes so that we have a little bit of contrast there and the lashes really pop. When you do a half updo, do you tease the hair first and then curl, or first curl then tease? I usually curl first then tease because I feel like, because when I'm teasing, after I tease, I always spray the base, and I don't really like to curl after I spray. I'm just not a fan of crunchy curling right away. Like I'd rather crunch it up later when I know that I need to spray a lot. So I always curl the hair first, tease the root, and then spray. That's the order that I do it in. How do I do a messy fishtail? Well, good thing you asked, because that's going to be the class that I'm teaching later this month. So the 23rd, I believe, is my fishtail class. I'm teaching fishtail braid, but it's going to be a very formal fishtail braid. So first is going to be very, very clean and like bombshell. I'll have a nice fishtail, and then I'm going to open it up and go crazy and show you how to make it messy. So that's coming up on the 23rd. If you join class now, you'll have access to the next 30 days of classes, plus whatever classes are still on the website, which is the ones that I've done. Bye. I'm saying bye to my girl.
Thank you.
You want to stay on? You can do your makeup? No? You good? All right, baby. Oh, okay. Bye. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Bye,
it was
guys.
so fun. She says bye. It was so fun having her. I absolutely love her. I'm going to tag her when I show pictures of today's class. I'm going to tag her so you guys know who she is and you can follow her, Glamorax. She's awesome. I truly, truly love her. So make sure you show her some love too. Okay, so let's see here. Couple more questions and then I gotta go. After you set the waterline eyeliner with black eyeshadow, do you prevent it from falling under the eyes? I think she means how do you prevent it from falling under the eyes? So here's the thing, with my techniques that you've seen in the past classes and that you might see in the future if you decide to be a member, and for those of you who are already members, the way that I add black shadow, I don't use a whole lot, but what I do is every stamp that I do, I grab more and I put it in, I grab more and I put it in. So I don't take a whole lot of shadow in the beginning to cover up the whole waterline. I take little by little and I do stamp by stamp. Like I scoop some and I put it on, scoop some, put it on. So that technique already helps to prevent fallout because I'm not putting so much overload on the brush. Secondly, the way I'm stamping it on, I'm making sure that it's actually sticking to the waterline and I'm not just tapping. Tapping tends to make things dust around. So instead of just tapping, I'm actually kind of sticking. I don't know. You have to feel it. You have to see my class, actually. I show it very well in the class. I kind of put it on, and it's almost like a little slide. Put it on a little slide. Put it on a little, and that way it actually sticks to your waterline eyeliner, and it doesn't just fly all over the place. Lastly, if you still are having trouble with fallout, you can totally use a shadow shield, which are those little sticker shadow shield stickers. It's like a white sticker, and hold it up against the area that you think it's going to fall, and then go ahead and do your work so the eyeshadow falls on that sticker rather than falling on your skin. So those are the ways that you can prevent a mess when you're using black eyeshadow or any dark eyeshadow. And now here's the last question, which is probably one of the most important questions I always get every single day is what camera do you use and what setting do you put it on and what lighting do you use? So the camera that I use is Sony Nex 6. It is discontinued. It is not in stores. You have to get it on Amazon or eBay or something. I'm already on my second one because I broke my first one. I dropped it and the lens smashed. And then the whole camera kind of messed up. So I had to buy another one, which is fine because it's so worth it. I got it on Amazon for like $500 or something. And it comes with the lens and everything. Again, it's just Sony Nex 6. There's no other information on it. And I usually keep it on P, or I'll keep it on that green little camera symbol, which means superior auto or intelligent auto, I forgot which one. But it's basically automatic setting, and if you really want to mess with it, then you could add skin smoothing technology, you could add, which I don't like to keep that on high, I keep it on 0 or low, because I don't want my pictures to look hazy, I just want it to be very clean and crisp. just like you've seen on my Instagram, everything's very clean and crisp. I'm very picky with my pictures. And then the lighting that I use is the ring light, which I'm using right now in front of us. It's a ring light. It's called Diva Ring Light. You can get it on divaringlight.com, or you can find it on Amazon or whatever. And it's a few $100, and you can get it with a stand. I have it on a tripod with a gooseneck. It moves around. And you could put a filter screen over it, or you could use it straight, and I use that in all of my client pictures as long as they come to me. If I go to them, I use natural window lighting. I think window natural lighting is best. Second best would be the Diva Ring Light. I think that's it. I think I've answered all the questions that I can answer for now. So anyway, I want to thank you again for joining us. It was such a fun time. Another free class. I'm not sure when I'm going to do another free class anytime soon. Schedule's pretty packed with all the classes I have planned for my members. So again, to select a subscription, all you have to do is go underneath. Okay, what you're seeing right now is the screen of my live feed. Right underneath, if you want to subscribe and see me all the time and get sick of me, you can look under there. It says right there, select a subscription plan. You have 3 choices. There are amazing choices now in case those of you who are new to this are just noticing. I have the monthly, which a lot of people are in monthly. That way you have total flexibility on when you want to start and finish. Monthly is only $19 a month. You can't beat that. Again, it's like a date to Starbucks, a little group date to Starbucks. Just skip that for once a month. I'm sure you guys can handle one less coffee a month, or one less coffee date a month, and get the most sought after techniques and learning experience that you can get online. So that is only $19 a month. Basically, you can cancel anytime. It's very easy to cancel. We take PayPal, we take credit cards. Those are the 2 options. So anyone around the world, even if you don't have a credit card, even if you don't have a PayPal, you can definitely opt in and get the best learning you can possibly get online. Basically, when you're paying $19 a month, it equals out to, like, based on how many classes you have access to within that 30-day period of your membership, and then it's automatic every month. So you can cancel when you want, but you have the subscription, and usually I have like anywhere from 3 to 5 classes in a 30-day period, sometimes more because sometimes I keep the classes up longer, which I love to do just to be nice. And so that equals out to like just a few bucks per class. Now the other option is annual. Annual is $150 for the entire 365 days of membership. So you pay one time $150, and that equals, you basically save, how much do you save on that? You save $650 a month. So instead of paying $19 a month, if you pay $150 for the whole year, you're saving $6.50 a month. So your membership goes down to like $13 a month instead of $19. The last option is the 10-day trial. Now, let's say if you just aren't ready to commit to a membership right now and you just want to see how things are going, like you're seeing me right now, you see this class, you can form an opinion, but let's say you want to see the other classes I have right now, which are the Lily Ghalichi Lash class, the Tour of My Makeup Kit, and the Bollywood class. Those are 3 classes that are up right now that only members can watch. If you guys want to do a trial, it's only $7. $7 for a trial means that you just click the trial button, which is in bright pink right under me. It'll take you, charges you $7 right up front, and you now have access to watch every class that's online right now, plus every class that I'm about to do within how many days? 10 days. It's a 10-day trial. So in the next 10 days, whatever classes that I have going up on the site, you have access to all of them during your 10-day trial, which is upcoming. I have my 5 most wanted lip secrets, how to make your lips look big and plump and juicy. That's coming up in just a few more days. And then after that, I have a Valentine's Day special, which I'm going to be showing you. That's in 10 days, actually. So your 10-day trial, if you get it now or tomorrow, you'll actually have access to both of those classes, which is the 5 most wanted lip secrets coming up, and the Valentine's Day special, which is an entire start to finish makeover. I'm going to go over foundation and everything, plus eyes and lips and all that stuff. And that's coming up in 10 more days. And then after that, like let's say if you want the 1 month, like what happens with the trial is it converts to a monthly, so you don't lose anything. Like if you buy the $7 trial, the 10-day trial, let's say at 10 days, you're like, oh no, I want to keep the membership. I love it. Don't do anything. It converts automatically to membership. Let's say if you don't want to be a member, just cancel during your trial, during your 10 days, cancel, and it's not going to take you into the monthly membership. So either way, it's a win-win. You have access to everything for $7. Like, that's pretty intense. I just wanted to give you guys a chance because I've gotten a lot of questions like, well, what exactly are you teaching? And like, am I really going to learn from it and all that stuff? Well, here you go. $7. Learn everything that I have right now. You have 10 days to soak it all up and then make your opinion. And if you want to continue, don't do anything. It goes automatically to monthly. So those are your options. I'm so happy that we have this trial option because now all of you can finally kind of like learn a little bit before actually committing. And the biggest thing that I added new in addition to this is my free blog. My blog, if you just go to the top navigation banner or the bottom where it says blog, click on it and you will see all my free articles for everyone about the products that I love, the styles that I love, my opinions on things. I'm going to talk about hair, about makeup, about lifestyle, about everything. So it's just a blog just so you guys can kind of get to know me. So right now the blog topics that I have, you can go through it right now and check them out. I have a Bollywood blog about all the products that you must have for a Bollywood makeover. I talk about some things that you have to have in your makeup kit in general, some amazing new products that I discovered and that I wanted to share with you that every makeup artist should have. I talk about my favorite lip looks, different colors of lipsticks that I love for the nude look, how to get your best nude according to your skin tone and all that good stuff. So that's all on the blog. That's totally free. Members, non-members, everyone can read it. It's just me giving back to you and giving you upfront information before even watching the class. So a lot of them are teasers to classes so you kind of know what to expect before I actually do the class. So oh my God, I've talked a lot. This has been a really long session. I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy your days or evenings wherever you are in this world. And mwah, thank you again for joining me. And I hope to see you for my next classes during this upcoming month. It's going to be so exciting. February is such an exciting month for me. And you'll know why. And hope to see you soon. Thank you guys. Bye.